What are modes of management? Well, this is a theory put forward by researcher Cho in 1991, where it seeks to demonstrate the process for how managers analyze a company and the external environment that the company operates in. More specifically, it looks at how managers approach the external environment to understand the environment and make decisions accordingly. So the first view, or first mode, is the undirected viewing approach. And this is where the manager simply observes the external environment, also known as the competitive environment, without any form of predisposition or purpose with doing so. They are simply making observation, and it's a kind of information gathering process, either done in an informal or unfocused manner, basically to understand the environment so that it will affect your decision making, but it's not the driving agenda behind it. Now, the next approach would be the condition viewing, and this is where you actually view the environment with a purpose. You have a predisposition. You're conditioned based upon your prior history, experience, beliefs, things of that nature. And the reason you're gathering information, it tends to be focused. You have some objective, you have some purpose in doing so. It's not the informal, just information gathering that happens through observation in the undirected viewing mode. So next, we'll look at enacting mode. And in the enacting mode, the manager observes the environment with a purpose again, but to identify the effects of changes in the external environment. So what factors out there in the external environment have or potentially have had an impact on the organization? So it's a very formalized search, right, where you're basically learning by doing. You're interacting with the external environment to determine what the effect of these changes are specifically to you as an organization. So it's a very directed process, and you're trying to identify some cause and effect relationship, so you can identify what are the attributes being affected by this external cause, so that you can make decisions accordingly to either reinforce or counteract that. And then lastly is the formal search method, and this is what we understand as more like the scientific method. You take an organized, systematic approach to retrieve information about a particular aspect of the external environment. Now, you don't have any disposition there. You're just seeking information for analysis and comparison so that you have a greater degree of understanding of the environment and to gather any benefits that may come from this formal research and understanding, so that if you uncover something, then you can take actions appropriately based upon that. But again, you don't have a predisposition the way you do in some of the other modes. So these are the four modes that you identified as how management confronts and interacts with the external environment, and how that affects management actions, decision making, and ultimately the development of strategy in the organization.